According to experts, in the next 5 years, we should reach AGI, an artificial general intelligence that is comparable to human intelligence. This, if embodied inside robot, basically is a one-to-one human. It can replace human in every single job. Now, there are people preparing for this, preparing for AGI. But in today's video, I want to talk what they're doing, but also why what they're doing is not the right thing, because the real threat is something different. So, what is happening? There are two major narratives, okay? One narrative is AI is going to go rogue, okay? As soon as we get AGI, AGI is going to understand that resources is the most important thing to have, and the human are a waste of resources, therefore we need to eliminate all the humans. So this is Terminator. Basically, it's going to be doomsday, everything going insane. And it's not just crazy people doing it, just billionaires doing it, building bunkers where they can go and hide if AI goes rogue. Now, there is the other alternative, this utopia, where we are going to be all out of job, nobody needs to work, we're going to have this universal basic income, they're going to give us money, a world of abundance, and everything is going to be beautiful. Okay, both of them are a distraction, and the real threat is called the digital feudalism. Let me explain what this digital feudalism is. Why, how it's going to happen. So the digital feudalism is this gap between people that are going to have the basic income, the people that have access to the top technology, the assets, money, and so on. So think about when we have AGI means an exponential growth. Okay, means that a company can invest money in creating products and services to a speed that was never possible before. There is a cut of costs as well. And there is a lot of innovation. So innovation means in longevity, for example. Okay, the ability to live longer. Now, people that have money are going to have access to this. The people that are on the universal basic income, they're going to have the minimum required to stay alive. Okay, to survive, to do their job, to do their hobby and so on, but they are kind of stuck in their world. They will never be able to jump and go into the other reality. Okay, this divide with time is going to grow more and more, because the exponential growth that can happen within the with AI, it's gonna create this massive divide. Now, let's understand how this is gonna happen, because most people think, okay, we're gonna have AGI, therefore tomorrow, the day after, every single individual are gonna be fired, and we're gonna have this AI replacing human. Which, as crazy as it sounds, it actually would be better, because government would need to take an action that is clear, and it's going to be, okay, this is the action we need to do. This is something that we need to act, because people cannot survive without job. Now, reality is that it's not gonna happen in a day. It's not gonna take just a few years. It's gonna take a lot, and let me tell you why. So, to replace every single individual at work, there is a massive need for electricity and a massive need to producing this microchip to run AI. So that amount of electricity and chip means that cannot happen in the next 5 years, cannot happen in the next 10 years. Okay, it's going to require much more time. That fact that is low is actually a massive problem, because government will say, okay, this is happening, people will adapt. Capitalism tells us that if a corporation fails, something new is gonna replace it, something more efficient, something better, and so on. But this is something that never happened with the idea of digital worker, okay, with the idea of AI that can improve itself, and therefore this improvement means acceleration and going towards artificial super intelligence. This has never happened before. So there is not going to be any job that human can actually do, because the idea is the AI is going to replace everyone and get it better to a level that we as a human cannot compete anymore. There's no way. Now, because it's going slow, like I said, the system, what it's going to do is going to say, okay, it's going to auto-adjust. Therefore, the government will start implementing this UBI. UBI works in this way, okay? You tax the people that work to pay the people that doesn't work, people that are out of job. So these people out of job with time are going to grow to a level that the people that work cannot support the people that don't work anymore. So as it's true that you can tax more corporation, create more, print more money and so on. But more we do this, more there is an action of giving money for free, and more the money is going to lose purchasing power. Now, at the beginning, we won't notice this loss of purchasing power in the sense that also this product and service, because of AI, is going to go down. So people will say, okay, I'm losing power, but still actually getting the same result. So at the beginning, it's not going to be noticeable. But this divide is going to grow slowly, but constantly. And exponential growth means that at the beginning you don't notice, but then after a while it's unrecoupable. There's no way that people that didn't participate in that curve of growth, they actually can recoup the gap. Now, that means also that the people that are on the universal basic income, they won't have a way to actually do the jump and go into the other reality, because they won't have access to buy assets and purchasing those advanced AI, or buying those super expensive new product for longevity and so on. So this reality is happening because things are going slow. Now, as an individual, you think, okay, how can I prepare for this? What should be my action to deal in this reality? So as an individual, things seems pretty clear. Okay, there's a few things that you can do. But have in mind that this is not going to resolve the problem, the real problem, because the problem is a community problem. So as an individual, you can say, okay, I'm going to be selfish, I'm going to just look after myself. So it means that from today, what you need to do is to stop thinking about saving money, because the money is going to go to zero, but start acquiring asset. Asset is what is going to create the difference between who is under UBI and who is under this other side, where you can make money because you have assets that produce money for you. So this is the thing that you should do right away. Again, it's not financial advice, because we're not going to give financial advice here. But the idea is there are going to be AI lords and people that cannot, people on UBI. So as an individual, your job is to try to go there. The problem on this is, by doing so, you accelerate the gap, basically. So it's a personal solution, it's not a community solution, and therefore has its own problem. So what else you can do to prepare now is, the first people to lose their job are going to be the one that cannot use AI. So think about even before we get to AGI. Now, in the next few years, before going to AGI, what we're going to have is already a corporation getting ready for that moment. Already we see AI that is augmenting human at work. So while at the moment we need to hold by hand this AI, because by itself is just does a mess, but when we do hold these AI hands and work together, we can achieve much more higher quality and at a higher speed. So people that can leverage AI at the moment, even though right now people are not, most of corporations, they are not realizing this. Okay, but there are gonna be people that are leveraging AI at work, and therefore those one are gonna, because produce much more than others, they're going to be the last one to be fired. So how you work with this AI means you need to learn how to customize it and make it work for you. Now, the future is going to be like that people are going to hire people with AI. So I'm not going to hire a human by itself. I'm going to hire a human because it has this specific AI that together they can do something that other human by themselves cannot do it. So the next things that we need to think about is, as AI is going to be more and more present on everything, and AI is one of the best manipulator that exists, what we need to understand that we are going to go into a scenario where AI is going to try, AI from those corporations are going to try to manipulate us as much as possible, so we stay on the platform more time, so we buy the product that they advertise, and so on. To a level that is going to be kind of scary. It's already scary, honestly, but it's going to become more and more. So because we as a human, we can recognize every single attack, and also find the truth require a lot of work. What we need is an AI that protects us. I call it Symbiotic Shield. So it's an AI that look after us. We need, my motto is, we need at least one AI that we can trust. So this AI that we can trust is something that I'm building with Resonant OS, but it's something that you need to be aware that you need. Then there is the last thing that we need to do. Okay, this is understanding that this corporation are creating this monoculture AI. Okay, those, for example, Google, ChatGPT, and so on, they all have this one AI has more or less, let's say, one identity. Okay, it depends on the model, they're a little bit different, but they're all Western identity. Okay, in specific, they're American ones. So if you are American, you don't much notice this, but if you're not American, you notice that this AI has the culture that is not yours. Okay, and in somehow is colonializing us. And we as a European, we are not that far. Okay, so it's pretty much compatible. And we grow up with American movie, American music, so we are kind of really close. But think about culture that are not that close. The gap, the culture, this colonialism coming from AI is really dangerous. Now, at the moment, we have these two groups, okay, American and Chinese AI, and we see the difference between them. And the problem here is none of them actually is good. Okay, it's two identity is not what we need. Two culture is not what we need. What we need is moving from this monoculture to a multiculture, to a many different AI. This is the idea, okay? This is the idea that I want to share to you. While those corporations build this massive AI that should work for everybody, we as an individual, we can be AI artisans and build those custom AI that can work really well on something specific. One specific thing is this Symbiotic Shield, okay? That be sure that none of other corporations are going to build something like this, because it's not in their incentive. The incentive is to actually be a customer. Okay, we need an AI that stop us to be a customer, stop us to be consumer, and push us to be producer. So that Symbiotic Shield is something that is an idea, but there are I got this community, the Augmentatism community on Discord, where we as a group of AI artisan, each one of us is building their own AI. Together we are building also a resonant economy. This is an economy that can help for the future that is coming. Anyway, this is what I wanted to talk today. Preparing for AGI can be actually a distraction. The real threat is digital feudalism. So prepare for digital feudalism. Like and subscribe, and see you next time. Ciao.